Okay, we have been doing the quadratic functions and equations unit in Khan Academy Algebra, and our last video was about the quadratic formula and the discriminant, and now we're going to work on completing the square. And it's interesting that it's order because quadratic formula is really kind of like generally completing the square. But before we start, when we complete the square to solve but when we complete the square to solve a quadratic formula, we need to have it in the form that looks like this, and then we're going to find some constant to add to both sides. And how we find that constant is, if a is 1, a is the easiest, a being 1 is the easiest setup here, then we'll have, if I use something that looks like algebra tile, then I'll have one algebra tile here for x squared, and then I will have another some number here, and I can put some number here, and that I can put half over here and half of the x's on this side and half of the x's on this side. So this side ends up being b over 2 long, and this side ends up being b over 2 long. And then we fill this up with C unit algebra tiles, and in this case it's going to be, this is still going to be b over 2, and this is still going to be b over 2. So C is going to be b over 2 times b over 2, or b over 2 squared. So that's our general way to complete the square. So what we have to do is we have to generally we'll divide to get this a, get rid of this a, and then we'll take what's left here in the b position and divide by 2 and square it, and that's our C. So I'll write down the steps as we're doing it. All right, so the question is, what is the missing constant term in the perfect square that starts with x squared minus 8x? So I have x squared minus 8x, and I have to add something to make that a perfect square. And again, that's going to look like this. It's going to be 1x squared, and it's going to be x long on each side. X times x is x squared. And then I'm going to put half of these negative 8s on this side. So this is negative x, and this is negative x, and this is negative x. And so there are 4 on this side, and another 4 on this side. Negative x, negative x, negative x, negative x. So this is minus 4 times x gives us this negative x here, and x minus 4, this minus 4 part, times x gives us negative 4x. And then we have this other stuff that's left down here, and this is going to be negative 4 times negative 4 units. And how many is that? That's going to be 16 units. So we're going to have to add 16 to there in order to make that into a square that looks like x minus 4 squared. X minus 4 times x 4. X minus 4 squared. So our constant is 16. Okay, what is the missing constant term in the perfect square that starts with x squared plus 6? I'm gonna go ahead and draw this out again, because this is really difficult for 6x. this is really difficult for students to understand what's going on and why we're doing it. So if we have x squared, I can have an x squared block here. And I can get that by having one side equal to x and the other side equal to x. So if this is x long and x long, then the area here is x squared. And I'm going to have 6x. So I need to put half of those over here. And I'm going to put half of them over here. Well, that's a big one. So there's negative x, negative, oh, it's positive. Positive x, positive x, positive x, x up here. I don't have space for. And I have 6 x's here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I get that by 3, is 3 long, times x long. So the area of this is 3x. And this is 3 long times x, so the area of this is 3x, and altogether the area of these two is 6x. And then we're going to have to add some units, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, nice, 1, 1, 1. So this is 3 long and this is 3 long. Altogether there are 9, so I have to have 9, and then when I do that I'm going to get x plus 3 times x plus 3, so that's x plus 3. So what is our missing constant? Our missing constant over here is 9. Do this 2 more times. What is the missing constant term in the perfect square that starts with x squared minus 4x? So here again I have an, get rid of this. I will type I will write the equation up here first, plus something. Okay, so we're going to have that x squared box, and that's why I say it's easy just to divide out. I don't have this a up here. I have x by x, and then I have minus 4x. So I'm going to have to put half on this side and half on this side. I have minus x and minus x, minus x and minus x. So I have minus 4x here. And I get that by negative 2, minus 2 on this side times x, negative 2x, minus 2 on this side times x is negative 2x. I have x minus 2 and x minus 2, and over here I have how many more? Negative 2 times negative 2 is equal to 4, so I have 4 more. And then when I make a square with that, that will be x minus 2 times x minus 2, x minus 5. Our constant is 4. Last one here. What is the missing constant in the term in the perfect square that starts with x squared minus 20x? This one's here. So x squared minus 20x, and then we've got some plus some amount there. So again, I've got my x squared block, which is x times x, and I'm going to put half of these. I don't really want to draw this out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and over here I'm going to have 10 over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to have, all right. And so I'm going to have a minus 10 over here and minus 10 over here. This is going to be negative x, and this is going to be negative x. So it's going to be x minus 10 and x minus 10. And how many am I going to have here? I'm going to have 10 on this side and 10 on this side. So I'm going to have a total of 100. So I'm going to have x minus 10 squared if I have that 100 there. That one's a lot harder to draw. All right, so that's the basic way we're doing completing the square, and what it means. We're going to do a little bit more complicated version practice.